How many times have you opened your inbox to check your emails just to see that one email out of the sea of all the promotional emails stood out from the rest? And it wasn't the email with the prettiest images or the cleanest design. It was the one that looked like someone wrote it just for you. And when you started reading it, it just seemed like someone went to Gmail, hit the compose button, and just started typing. It just didn't sound like you were being sold to. There's a famous quote from Leonardo da Vinci that says that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And that's something that most e-commerce brands are simply missing right now. They're chasing flashy trends, fighting for the spotlight, and not really realizing that people in 2026 are really craving simplicity, authenticity, and just emails that look like they're written from a human. I know this because I've been doing email marketing for over 10 years, and over the last 4.5 years of running my agency, my team and I have worked with over 150 e-commerce brands and have generated over $100 million in email marketing revenue. And in all of that time, believe it or not, some of the most profitable emails that I've sent have had no design on them at all, just words on a screen. So in this video, I'm going to break down why you should be using plain text emails in your email marketing, where exactly you should use them, and the story of how one client that we work with actually got customers to reply back to their plain text emails, basically thinking that the emails came directly from the founders themselves. When you open your inbox, your brain is already conditioned to see a certain type of email. Big designed banners, bright product photos, shop now CTAs, 50% off, that sort of thing. So when a regular plain text email shows up with no banner, no images, just words on a screen, it really stands out. It basically looks like an email that you'd get from a friend or a family member, someone you know or someone you actually care about. Just for a second, think about your actual mailbox at home. Most of what shows up there is honestly just junk. Glossy flyers from chain restaurants, coupon books. You don't even read it. You just walk it straight from the mailbox directly to the trash. But every once in a while, there's a real letter in there, a handwritten envelope, your name written by an actual human. And you stop, you bring that one inside and you sit down and you open it. HubSpot has run A/B tests on this for years and they found something really interesting. When they asked people what type of email they preferred, almost everyone said the designed ones. But when HubSpot actually looked at behavior, like what people clicked and what people opened, plain text emails actually won. Designed HTML emails are getting open rates of 25% or lower, while plain text emails are seeing around a 42% open rate. That's almost double. And when it comes to click-through rate, plain text emails get on average 17 to 22% higher than designed emails. So check out this email right here. This is a plain text email that we did for one of our clients for Memorial Day. It had close to a 60% open rate, 1.4% click rate, 0.22% place order rate, and nearly $9,000 in revenue generated. Comparing this email to some of the other emails that we launched during this Memorial Day sale, this plain text email significantly outperformed it. At this point, we've already established that plain text emails simply stand out in the inbox. But standing out is only one step, because once your email gets opened, the reader actually has to believe that a real person wrote it. They have to feel like it's a conversation, not just a campaign. Think about the last time you got an email from a friend. You didn't analyze it, you didn't check the sender name twice, you didn't scan it looking for the pitch, you just read it because your brain already knew what kind of message it was. And so that's the state of mind that you want your subscriber to be in when they open your email. Back in 1994, two researchers published a study in the Journal of Consumer Research called the Persuasion Knowledge Model. Their core finding was that the more exposure that people have to advertising, the better their brain is at recognizing it. They develop a kind of marketing radar, and the moment that radar fires, their brain shifts into a different mode. Skepticism goes up, trust goes down, the reader stops reading the message and starts defending against it. They're not opening your email anymore, they're scanning it for a pitch and deciding whether or not they can dismiss it. This is why plain text emails work the way they do. A plain text email written by a real human in a real voice doesn't trigger the radar because it doesn't look like marketing and it doesn't sound like marketing. Let me tell you a quick story. So a few years ago, we started working with a brand called Sun Home Saunas, and when we first started working with them, they were nowhere near as big as they are now. The brand sells outdoor and indoor infrared saunas, and some of their saunas can cost up to $14,000. So safe to say, this isn't the type of thing that someone just buys on impulse. Nobody scrolls through their inbox, sees a discount code, and then drops 14 grand on a sauna in 10 minutes. And that was the main challenge we had with them. Their products were expensive, and expensive products require trust, a lot of it. So what we did was we started to implement some plain text emails into their flows, written from the founders, Adam and Tyler. Just a few paragraphs in their actual voice, just talking to the customers as if they were talking to them in person, asking questions, sharing stories behind their brand, and really just alleviating any sort of hesitations that people might have when making such a big purchase. And what happened is that people actually started replying to these emails. Customers were asking real questions and kind of talking to them about why they were even interested in Asana to begin with, talking about their health, their families, their reasons. And think about that for a second. When was the last time that someone responded back to your promotional email? When was the last time you responded back to another brand's promotional email? You don't. Nobody does. The fact that we were getting real responses on a marketing email told us that we really had something that was working here. And that's exactly what the persuasion knowledge model predicted. The marketing radar never fired, and so the defenses never came up. Email revenue went from 10% of their total revenue to now 50%, and email simply became their biggest channel. Same products, same prices, same customers. The only thing that changed is that their emails started feeling like they were coming from a human now. By the way, I actually recorded a video breaking down our entire email strategy for Sun Home Saunas, so feel free to check it out after this one. The link will be in the description. Now, I want to be clear about something before we continue going. I'm not saying every email that you send needs to be plain text. That's not the point. If you're launching a new product or running a Black Friday sale, design emails still pull their weight. Visual products need visuals. There's a time and place for both, and honestly, design emails are going to be a majority of the emails that you send out because aesthetically they're just pleasing to view. But for the moments you're actually trying to build a real relationship with your subscribers, plain text emails is consistently going to be the best format. And there are 4 specific places that I tell every brand that we work with to use them. The first is your welcome flow. This is where someone just signed up to your email list. They don't know you yet, they don't trust you yet, and that's exactly the moment that their marketing radar fires the hardest. So instead of just sending the typical heavily designed emails that screams discount in their face, just send them a plain text email. This can be another email that you send 12 hours after the first email that's designed. Maybe 1, max 2 short paragraphs about why you started the brand, what mission you're on, and sort of what they can expect from being part of the email community. We've had brands literally double their welcome flow revenue simply by switching out the second email from a designed email to a plain text email from the founder. The second is abandoned cart or abandoned checkout. When someone adds something to their cart but didn't check out, or they started a checkout and didn't purchase, they're definitely interested. They just didn't pull the trigger. And the standard abandoned cart email with the product image and the hey, you forgot this just makes it feel like you're chasing them. A plain text email sent 1 day after saying, hey, I noticed you were checking out X, is there anything I can help with, completely changes the dynamic. You're not chasing at this point, now you're just checking in. People will literally reply with their objections, and you can even reply back to them. That might have been a sale that you would have lost otherwise. Now the third is your post-purchase flow. A customer just bought from you. Most brands either go silent or immediately hit them with the cross-sell. Both are mistakes. Sending a plain text email a few weeks after they purchase, asking them how everything is going and just checking in on them, builds the kind of trust that turns one-time buyers into loyal repeat customers. And honestly, it generates the best customer feedback you'll ever get. The replies that you get from this one single email will tell you more about your brand and your products than any survey ever could. Fourth flow is your customer win back. These are the customers that used to buy from you but then went quiet. Maybe they bought once and never came back. Maybe they bought twice and never came back. Or maybe they were regulars and just slowly disappeared. Either way, your data shows that they're still on the list, but they're just not engaging anymore. Now, most brands hit them with the discount and just hope that it works. A plain text email sent around 60 to 90 days after their last purchase that says, hey, it's been a while, just wanted to check in and see how you've been, lands completely different. So look, by this point, you can probably see why I'm such a big believer in this. Plain text emails aren't a hack. They're just emails that feel like a real human wrote it to another real human. And in 2026, where every brand is racing to use AI to send more emails, more ads, more content, the brands generating 40, 50, even 60% of their revenue from email aren't doing it with smarter automation or prettier designs. They're doing it with emails that their subscribers and their customers actually want to read. Now, knowing this is one thing, but actually building it into your email system is another. So if you want to go deeper on this, I put together a free 126-page document called the Email Revenue Playbook. Inside, I've broken down all 7 of the core flows that I believe every single e-commerce brand should have, with real plain text examples and the strategic rationale behind each. Plus all the strategies and frameworks that we use ourselves internally to help the clients that we work with generate 40, 50, even up to 60% of their total revenue coming from email. Honestly, way more detail than I can ever fit into a single video. And it's completely free. The link is in the description. Grab it, go through it, and start implementing what you just learned. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.